Hey, what is going on, you guys? Alejandro here, and welcome back to another episode of Magayon. In this episode, we're going to be building this interchange. Wow, look at that. I can now record live plays. Even though the FPS is bad, it was way worse when we were just recording. So let's just hide the city. And look at that. This is a dumbbell interchange. We're gonna be building this later on, so if you guys want to watch how I built this, keep on watching. So now I am just connecting up the highways. Is actually the circumferential road that is going to end by the waterfront. I'm just fixing things up, and yeah, this is going to be the trumpet interchange. Now, why did I choose the trumpet interchange? Mainly because of the limited amount of space that I have here. As you can see, we can't go too deep into the water. We just have to, stay within the shore, because this is already reclaimed land, and if we build a highway over that, that would be like very soft, like the ground. Just imagine that the ground is very soft, so that's why it's only gotta be on that side. It doesn't have to increase, to go deeper into the water even more. But yeah, and also because it looks good, I want to have like a loop. I want to have something look unique in this place, and yeah, later on you'll see why I chose this, because of the distance, the size, and yeah, it's gonna be a trumpet interchange. Now, I played around with various different types of interchanges before, but I've mostly kept them like roundabouts. Basically, if I don't have an interchange that I plan to, that does not have heavy traffic, and it's just at the outskirt of a city, I'm just gonna make it into a simple roundabout, because that handles the traffic like easily. But here I decided to change it because we are going to be building an Olympic village in the next episode, and I just wanted to get infrastructure in place for that, because across the sports hub, that's where we're gonna be building the Olympic village. Now I'm just smoothing them out, like the slopes, because yeah. And I also used, by the way, I used the intersection marking tool, the network Multitool, which is new to me, which made building this so much easier. And especially at the end of the video, we're going to be redoing the highway in some parts. Some parts I've put in the video, but some I just put it off camera, because it's just basically me smoothing out the roads for like 30 minutes straight. It would be completely boring. So yeah, our main focus on this episode is going to be building this trumpet interchange, and we are going to be elevating this part, because I don't want to obstruct the views of this place, and also that's why I chose this. Also because the size, look at the slopes here. I want to keep a 6-degree slope across the entire, I want to have a consistent, slope, I guess. I'm not like a civil engineer or something, but this game is literally turning into civil engineering gamified, basically. And by the way, there are chickens in the background, just don't mind them. I don't know why they are crowing, or I don't know, they're making sounds right now. It's 2 a.m. They should be doing that when the sun is up, at 4 a.m. or 5, but I don't understand. The world is changing. You never know these days. You never know. But yeah, just changing these up, making it smooth, and I'm connecting them together. And I'm going to be using node controller to make the node larger and to make it smoother, and also move it to just make everything tidy and smooth. Now, I'm going to be doing some terraforming. I did some terraforming off screen, so a lot of changes are going to be there, but they're not noticeable because I don't often go to this place. Basically, we are going to be adding trees around the mountain, fixing up the mountain, all that kind of stuff, fixing up the outskirt of the city, because it's essentially the outskirt of the city. But yeah, now we are going to be cleaning up changing the road color, because this is an expressway, so the expressway is a bit of a darker hue as compared to normal highways, so I'm changing it to a darker color. But now we are fixing up the road, making it much smoother by using the node controller or the segment controller. I think the segment controller, but it's essentially the same mod, but the node controller controls the nodes and the segment controller controls the segment. And I'm moving it to the right, like the 4 lanes, so that they look like it's just a slip lane instead of it just being at the aligned at the center with the 3-lane road. It actually looks like we added another lane to the right, which is going to be what will be handling outgoing traffic or incoming traffic that is not part of the main highway, if that makes sense. If you guys want to see a much more detailed tutorial on how to use the intersection marking tool, there's a lot of videos already on that. So yeah, the amazing thing about this is I can make the slopes uniform across the ramps, which is going to be, you see in the cinematics that the flow of traffic here is just beautiful. It's smooth, and we have to connect it properly so that it actually works. So that's essentially what I'm doing right now. And yeah, we have an access, we have 1 lane going to the right, which turns into 2 when you are in it, like in that place, because 1 lane is a little bit too narrow and we have to make it 2, because I don't know, that's essentially how Japanese roads are. I honestly don't know, but since city is scaled way down, you have to play with perspective, and this is what we ended up with. Hey guys, and welcome to the live play. Yes, this is the live play. Now, sadly, I have lost some footage because of unforeseen events. I accidentally deleted the time-lapse permanently because I was trying to fix the production on how I produce these episodes, and I ended up deleting 2/3 of the episodes. You just saw me in the time-lapse just build this, but the detailing I forgot, so I'm just gonna redo them here. Now, I have explained the interchange, but since we're in the live play, I can go into more detail on why this is like this and why I chose the trumpet interchange. Now, basically, the first reason why, because of course aesthetics, and also because of the limited space we have. As you can see, low health. Oh, they are sick. I don't care. I don't care. So yeah, basically we have a small space here. This is a connection between the expressway. It's an expressway that goes along the reclaimed land here, and it goes into the port and into the city of Pearl, and also to the port. Yes, over there la. And the other one is connected to the circumferential road. So you can see here that this entire road here goes all around the entire city. It doesn't go into the city, so if you want to avoid the traffic inside, you can use this. But I'm also planning on making something like this. You can go under a tunnel or a bridge, which would be quite faster, but that would be in the future. Now, before I get distracted, I chose this because of the limited space, diba? And if I wouldn't be able to do this like this, to go straight and just make the loop here, because that would be too steep, and also because we can't extend it. If we have to make it smooth, the grade smooth, we have to extend it further into this part, which is, this is already reclaimed land. I have to fix this, by the way. There shouldn't be a shore here because this is reclaimed land. No, this is not reclaimed land, actually. This is the reclaimed land. The shore used to just go around here. So if we extend this further into this part, the soil here is bad, and also there's a high-speed rail here already, so we just put it here. And yes, if I use the network multi-tool, I've used this, by the way, to create the highway. I fixed this highway, by the way, for the majority of the video. We have 3 outside connections. We have a highway connection, like an expressway, and this is like the old one, which people used to go to, which people used to use. It's let's imagine this was built during the 70s, and then due to heavy traffic, they expanded it on to 2020s because we're in the future actually. And of course we have to have high-speed rail, but we don't have any trains using them right now. And since this is an expressway, there has to be a toll booth. Yes, it's like Hong Kong Zhuhai Macau Bridge, if you guys are familiar with that. That's essentially what I took inspiration from this one, and I'm just keeping it low detail because we're not going here. Maybe in later episodes we detail this part of the city, but right now we'll just leave it as is. And also I can't place trees outside, and I won't be going here that often, but it looks nice. It's amazing that I'm able to do live plays now as compared to before, because I was using OBS and OBS was using a lot of the system resources, especially the CPU. So I was looking around the internet on how to fix this issue, and I found out that NVIDIA's GeForce Experience app allows you to record the game without any bottlenecks on the CPU because it's essentially using the GPU. And the game is not using this GPU, like it can handle everything that I'm doing here. But the CPU though, this game is not designed for the CPU. It's not, what do you call this? It's not optimized for current hardware. You have to have like high base clock speeds instead of multi-threading. You know, I don't really understand, but I kind of understand. So yeah. Anyways, let's get back to the interchange because that's essentially what you're here for. I explained the highway expansion. This was put in the future, and this was the older one. Okay, let's get back to the interchange. There are dogs are barking outside. I'm gonna be showing you guys how I detailed this. So this is essentially intersection marking tool. I connected these lines together. I'm just gonna redo this interchange for you guys so that you'd see. I connected these up. We only have 2 lanes to connect for each other, and this is going to be the one from the western side of the city, and this is from the eastern side of the city. And I already have a template here for the type of line this is like Japanese highway lines, and I'm just named them hui, like highway. And yeah, we're just gonna select that and turn it into highway. Click control and select these 3 points to make a filler, and then we're going to be choosing chevron and just turn it so that it's aligned properly. Invert, there we go. And then I just used some decals. I searched arrow, and then this is essentially it. I place it down, and we put some guardrails on the side, some shrubs on the middle, on the side. Don't mind them, they're not that clean. As you can see, oh, I have to fix this. Oh my gosh, don't look, this is so nakakahiya. There we go. If you go straight through, you'd be going to the east by going right, basically. It's kind of weird, but the people here, like, it's 2030, they already have like navigation apps like Google Maps or Waze or whatever, so they don't actually need these signs, but these were placed here a long time ago. So yeah, imagination. Also a lot of detailing here at the bottom, a lot of plants, a lot of things, a lot of this and that. And yeah, I used the I used the network multi-tool if I can find it, and I used the slope mode, set the slope mode, and I selected this here. So yeah, because this was like not uniform, the slope here was kind of messy. I didn't actually select this. So yeah, now it's not fixed, so I selected that and I clicked enter to balance out the slope everywhere, and I did that for this one as well. I actually didn't, and here as well. And I used the node controller to fix this up, because this is the original, how it looked like originally, and there were like issues with it. As you can see, the lanes are not aligned, so I moved it to the side like that, and I changed the corner offset to 40, and then I moved this a little bit because, you know, it's so small, you can't change into this. So I decided to change, no, not this one here. It's kind of confusing because they're close together, so I just changed the outwire direction of this outer, what is this, node line, and then Look at that, we already have space, and I changed the curve so that it would be much smoother when you go inside. Look at that. Look at how smooth that is. Look at the traffic. Oh, notification. Yeah, also did the same for this one, and I added in these slow things because when you turn, you gotta go slowly. Yes. I don't know why they have to be two. I mean, it could be one only, but it has to be two because we're slipping into four, but it still goes into one. Yeah, because this is not a main connection, and that is. And also this one, it also turns into two because it's necessarily a highway, but when you like enter it, it only becomes one and just expands into two for safety reasons, I guess. And yeah, that is essentially the interchange. It's so amazing to just watch the cars just pass by. Look at them. Wow. Wow. It's amazing that I can do live plays. Okay, so we have done with the interchange. Now let's go to the highway rework part of the episode. If you watched the last episode, this is the National Sports Hub. I was planning on doing a live play as well for this one, but as you can see, it's very laggy here. Oh, noisy. I have to fix that later on. But what I did off camera was I rebuilt this entire place. I realigned the entire highway section because it was super messy, and I connected it up here. This is like the expressway. This is like, I don't think this is the waterfront. Magayon Boulevard goes here and it turns into a highway here. Yes, and this is Silangan Expressway now. I think I have to redo that. It goes into the City of Pearl, and it goes into here, goes into Embarcadero, and I think I'm gonna connect this to that so that people can go. We actually have a ring road around the city, even though we have good public transport, as you can see. Not lag. Okay, not many people are like driving. They're using public transport. As you can see, there are tons of people here. A lot of tourists also. They go through the walled city, which I haven't built, by the way. I will be building this in the future. A lot of people are parked here, and they're visiting the temple. So laggy. Okay, I'm gonna use this trick where I use the cinematic camera extended and decrease the FOV by a certain amount, and there you go. Look, the frame rate is higher. You know, a lot of people are going into this temple because this essentially has a bridge connecting to Lundian. There we go. Connecting to Chinatown actually, but I haven't built Chinatown just yet, and look at how amazing this is. I actually recorded an episode where I built this promenade right here, but yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna continue. Oh, what is that I hear? Oh, there is the ferry. I chose a smaller ferry also because of the height restrictions, and you can't go too high on that because we're going into the what do you call this? The bridge, under the bridge, the curve. Let's see if this ferry gets through the hole. Oh, wait. Wow. Snug and tidy. And we have this Japanese. This is like one of the oldest things in Magayon. This was built during the 15th or 16th century, I guess. I don't know. I still have no specific time dates for when these were built. This was basically built on the 16th century or the 17th century after the Spanish failed to colonize the Philippines, and this is what they built in honor of that celebration and connecting everybody up. If you guys want to see a more detailed explanation of that lore, I have the links down below. And yeah, this is also going to be Xingxi Stadium. This is actually the Pyongyang ice rink, and it looks cool, and I don't know how many angles this has, but I was looking for a hexagonal or octagonal shaped building in the workshop, but I just couldn't find one, so I just ended up with this one. And the amazing thing about this is that it's aligned with the Magayon Boulevard. If they do load this up, okay, let's be careful. If you use this and the FOV is low, things at the far end won't load, so I have to remove them. So yeah, Nice thing about this is that it's aligned with the boulevard, with the Rizal Memorial Stadium. A Memorial Stadium with the Rizal Monument here, but I don't think this is Rizal. This like, let's just imagine that this is not him, or like the descendant of Lacandura. It's like dedicated to the one who pushed forth the redevelopment of this entire place with the Burnham's plan. Yes, so many layers to this series, so many, and yeah. Highway expansion explaining the city. This is Magdala. I'm gonna go back to this point of view for a higher frame rate. This is essentially the British settlement of the city. Yes, if you guys, I'm going to be doing a city tour in episode 40 or 50, I'm not quite sure, and also a first person tour around the city. So you can see the architecture here is 1920s Art Deco, giving you dog barking in the background realness. And we have this avenue that goes around the walled city. What do you call this? What do you call the word? Like, it doesn't go into, it goes outside of the wall. It follows the wall. It becomes this beautiful bridge right here, connecting the two sides. This side is the pure blood sides, and this is the Muggle side. Well, Harry Potter, essentially where the Filipinos, I'm just gonna use Filipinos now, the pure bloods live, and this is where the foreign settlers live. So yeah, you can see the difference there, and you'd see them in more detail once I finish this place up. I think I'm gonna be placing the palace here or there. This is a temple. This is like a religious site, and the political side, I don't know if I should place the palace here or here. We'll see. Basically, this avenue is a tram avenue that goes along the entire place. Trees are loading. These are props, actually. I should be changing them in the future. It's amazing, this road here. It has 2 lanes. It used to be like 4 lanes road. This tram is one of the oldest tram networks in the city. A bit of a traffic jam here for some reason, and it goes into Magdala Avenue. Look at that. This is like the old arts district of the city, one of the oldest districts. Yes. Now, this avenue continues into, like, as it goes outside the city, and it terminates. It doesn't actually terminate. It mixes up with other roads into the central train station. Yes. Why am I doing a kind of city tour? It's not a city tour episode, but yeah, I will be explaining everything else. It's essentially, this is where all transport happens. Everything connects here. The bus, it has a station here, as you can see, inner city bus station. We have a MRT, metro, rail transit station here. We have a high-speed rail station here, which I have to redo because it's super ugly and basic. We don't want that in Magayon because the name Magayon is beautiful. So yeah, we might be lucky to see a train pass by, but sadly they are rare to come. I don't know why. I have to reconnect this thing and allow outside connections to pass through. It's a terminus station, which is quite rare in the workshop. Ooh, look at the LOD changing from high to low as we go further away. So yeah, it's amazing to be able. So it's amazing to be able to be able. Look at the traffic here. Why are they skirting? No, this is illegal. This is illegal. There is a thing here. You're not allowed to go through this place. But yeah, I want to do more tours around the city in later episodes, especially when we build the Olympic Village. I think I'm going to be splitting it into 2, and it's amazing that I'm able to do live plays now, because it's gonna mean that I can spend less time just using the time lapse to explain what's happening and not being able to explain what's actually being done. I can actually do it here. There's this weird thing here. This is from Dubai. I don't know why I placed this here, but look at that. Yeah, this bridge connects the Olympic Stadium to Olympic Village. We're gonna have a pedestrian only bridge later on. And another this is the end of the episode. If you like this episode, please give it a big thumbs up, comment down below what you want to see next, and of course, don't forget to subscribe. Only 31% of you guys are subscribed, so if you subscribe, That would mean a lot for this channel, and you would be showing your support. Yes, yes. At 3,000 subscribers, by the way, I will be releasing everything Magayon, the collection to all the assets that I'm using, the roads, the trees, the networks, the props, the vehicles, on the Steam Workshop. So you better click subscribe and click that bell notification so you'd be notified whenever I upload a brand new episode. But if you want to show your support even more, you can become a patron on patreon.com/Alejandro and get exclusive content, early access, and so much more. You can also follow me on Instagram for a closer look at Magayon, like pictures, videos, descriptions, all this, all that. And I actually also have a community Discord, which I am kind of active at. But if you guys want to have updates, Instagram is the way to go, like the stories. But on the community Discord, I have the resources for the series more properly arranged. And yeah, this is Alejandro, signing off. Bye!